Hey, what's going on? Today I'm going to show you how I made 15K in just one trade. Now I'm going to talk about something specific because normally with a trade like this I maybe would have only made 7 or 8K, but if you stick around and watch the video I'm going to show you how I made a little bit more, how sometimes you can use a little bit of variance to make, you know, a little bit more money with the higher probability trades. And I took this trade live so you get to see the exact breakdown, everything you want to know, everything you want to learn, I will show you in this video. So let's get right into the charts. Okay, so we're actually going to go for a sell perfectly right here. Let me just put a sell on this. I'm going to explain the trade in a second here, but yeah, I'm going to go for a sell quickly right here. Awesome. Okay, so basically we've actually come up to a very nice high point right here. If we go to the 4-minute, as you can see, we've just entered this red zone now, and if you look at the 15-minute on the MACD specifically, as you can see, we're losing all this momentum now. We're starting to turn into this downtrend, but we're actually still at a high point, which is good because now we have all of this momentum from this impulsive move right here. Every time price goes up, there's always price gonna fall down. So we have enough room to take price down to a really good spot. And this is a perfect spot for entry. We have a lot of liquidity up in this area. Price is kind of struggling here. And we just wanna make sure that we set from this very high here, our stop loss a nice amount away. So I'm targeting 80 pips. I already calculated that in the trade. And we're gonna try to run it down to these lows here, but I might take profit a little bit earlier, probably just about there. We are risking a little bit more on this trade. Normally I only risk 1%. For this trade I am risking 2%. It is probably going to be a higher percentage trade, or at least I feel this is a higher probability, higher percentage trade. So I'm going to risk more, and that is the thing. Having also this dynamic, risk can really help, especially if you know and you are confident that a trade will work out. It's good to do that. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for this trade to play out and we'll be back. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and close my trade here. Easy 15K. Damn. All right, so okay, so we made a 15K on that trade. I'm so glad I used a double percent there, because that would have only been about probably like a 7 or 8K trade just now, which would have been fine too. But sometimes this is why I like to talk about using dynamic risk, because easy 15K, and especially, if I go to take another trade, I'll probably only use like 1%. But if it happens to be a loss, I only lose like, 2, 3K or so. And then I just literally made a 2.5% gain here, which since I used 2%, that would actually be a 5% gain. So on my account, I just made 5% just within one trade. And honestly, that's pretty good for me for the week. So it's only Tuesday. So from here out, I'll probably only take maybe 0.5% high probability trades, but for the rest of the week, I can be solid, I can be done. This is what trading's about. It's just getting these high probability setups. You don't need to trade 1,000 times a week, 1,000 times a day. Just take a good trade that, and especially if you're up for the week, there's no point in going back in trying to make more and more and more. That's where a lot of people tend to mess up. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the trade now and just kind of show you exactly why I took this and what I was thinking through my head. If you are in the lookout for a new broker, that is Hanko Trade. If you're looking for a new broker, my link will be down in the description below. They have great spreads, they have great leverage. You can make an account super easy, super fast, and get on the charts and start trading. Even if you need demos, they got great demos that you can use, and just start playing around the charts. Learn a good strategy to use. I would highly recommend using Hanko Trade. So link will be down in the description. So I just closed this trade just now. I made 15K for the week, and that's pretty good for me. So I'm just gonna end it right there. I will go over this trade. Actually, before this trade, I had one loss. It was only a 0.5% trade, so I lost about like 1,200. So actually on the week I'm about 14K up right now. So I will show you this trade, show you what I was thinking and exactly why I took this. So overall, if we jump here to the 15-minute, we are in kind of like an uptrend right now. But here's the thing, normally I would trade kind of with the trend. So if we're in an uptrend, I will be looking to take buys. However, As you can see, we were very impulsive with this move, and I know that there's imbalances that have to be filled in the market. So whenever price moves up, there has to be some sort of balance to fill back in the market. So I know, you know, seeing this large move right here, I know that price at least has to come about halfway down. As you can see, that's where I just about took my profit. So knowing that, now it's about, okay, when do I get in? How do I time the markets? Well, this is where the MACD comes into play. So as you can see here, just looking at the MACD, you know, we made this big push here, we pulled back down, we made another push, and I know now we have to have another pull down. So as you can see, we started to lower. We have one lower, two lower, and we have a third one lower. So that tells me that, okay, price is starting to lose momentum. And as we got more even lower, then I was like, okay, this is time to get in. So then what I'll do is I'll drop to a lower time frame, like the 1 minute, and I try to get in a more optimized entry. And usually for me, that means that price comes up to a high point, like where it is right now. That's when it's time to enter, because as you can see, it's pulled back up on the green MACD down here. If you see, pulled back up, and then we start dropping down the momentum. Now, you know, if you wait for price to start pulling back down like it is right about now, see, now we're dropping off momentum. That's the perfect time to enter, because you're now, no, on the higher time frames, we're gonna have this pullback, this big large move. Now we're just waiting for the lower time frames to line up. And as you can see, we had a lot of resistance here. I knew I needed enough stop loss to cover this high just in case. However, we never really went that much into drawdown, which is fine. And then as you can see, you know, whoops, as you can see, price just made its way down to my take profit. And I know it's come a little bit further, but that doesn't matter. I knew this is the most optimal place to take my exit. And that's all based off of like what I just showed you on the higher time frame, but also, you know, all this, you know, liquidity that's going on here. You know, we have this resistance, we have this low here. So I know this general area is a good place to take my profit. So yeah, that's how you can make, you know, a decent amount of money using, you know, dynamic risk. For example, you know, usually this would have only been like a 7-8K trade. However, I knew this was a high probability setup, so I wanted to use more risk. And that's okay, that's something you can do. As long as you don't jump up to like 50% risk, then you'll lose half your account. It's all about timing and how much you know, and especially if you've been trading a strategy for so long, you know that, okay, I can trust this strategy. I know what a high probability setup is. I know what probability setup that is kind of low, that might not work out, that you feel might not work out. So that was a pretty simple trade for me right there. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. We're gonna try to get more trades like this to show you the kinds of trades that I'm taking and showing you on the YouTube. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.